Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Let me introduce myself. First of all, can anyone tell me whether my voice is audible? Everything is clear. There is no trouble.
Yes, Ankush, it's
Yes, it's audible. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, it's audible.
Thank you. My name is Ankush Chowk. I'm the Oracle DBA trainer, as well as I'm also giving a training on Hadoop development technology. Apart from this, we have a training on Oracle Golden Gate RAG database training. And from the next month, I'm going to start the two, which is really excitement training, and that will be on performance tuning and the Exadata. So that is the next, that will come in the next month. So today's session will be based on the parameter file. I just thought to share with you some of the knowledge, which will be completely free of cost, obviously. And it is going to helpful for your career, because I see many times the people will ask the question on Oracle fundamentals. So we are going to learn all these things. Okay. Apart from this, if you are looking for real-time database training, which I'm going to start from 1st of January, which will be again starting from your Oracle Core DBA part. Then I'm going to cover data guard, ASM, batching activity, upgradation, migrations. Many things are there. Okay, apart from this Oracle Enterprise Manager and basic of performance tuning. Okay, that will be included into these sessions, which I'm going to start from next week only. All right, so let me share my screen and let's get started with the today's topic. Okay, let's start with the parameter file. Okay. So basically, while we are working as a Oracle DBA, many times you'll get an opportunity where your manager will ask you, "Hi, can you please start my database? Can you please start the database on this server?" So he will give you some host name. So let's assume that this is your Linux server. Okay, let's assume that you have some Red Hat server, and on the Red Hat server you have some databases installed, which is your 19c database, which is our nowadays most of your project you will find it on 19c database. Now what happened, whenever you want to start this database, okay, basically the startup is the command to start your database. We already know when I fire a startup command, my database will get started. When you fire the startup command, your database will get started. There is no problem, but it will go into the 3 internal stage. One we called it as a no mount. Then it will go into the mount stage, and then it will go into the open stage. When it will go into the open stage, first of all, it will go into the no mount, mount, and open. This process will happen internally automatically. In every stage, it will look for some of the files. In no mount stage, it will look for the parameter file. In no mount stage, it will look for the parameter file. And once Oracle database instance got the parameter file, then it will try to put into your database into the mount stage. In order to go into the mount stage, you need one more file. We call it as a control file. You need one more file. We called it as a control file. Who has the location of your control file? Your parameter file. If you try to open your parameter file, that parameter file have the location of your control file. And after that, your control file have the location of your data files. Control file have the location of your data files. Now, if these 3 files, apart from this, we have an online redo of files. If these files are available on your Oracle database server, like parameter file, control file, and data files, and there are no problem with these files, then your database will be in open mode. Now, when this database is in open mode, what will happen? The users which are connecting to the Oracle database, they are able to access this database. Let's say user 1 is connecting. He is firing some command like select star from table name. There is a user 2 is connecting. He is saying that he want to insert some data. Now select, insert, update, delete. This operation will be performed only when your database is up and running. And in order to make your database up and running, you need this file called parameter file, control file, data files, and online reader files. So in this lecture, we are going to learn about this parameter file. What is this parameter file? And what is the importance of this parameter file? Many times when you go for an Oracle DBA interview, especially for the people who is coming from fresher level to the 3 years of experience, they're expecting that you should have some understanding about the parameter file. What is parameter file? Okay. Now you know one thing, that whenever you are starting your Oracle database, there are some of the parameters needs to be read from some of the file. And that file we called it as a parameter file. Let's assume that this is your parameter file. Now this parameter file has some of the parameters like what is your database name, okay, what is your process count, how much memory you are going to allocate to the Oracle database. All these parameter will be placed into one file. That file we called it as a parameter file. As soon as you start your database, as soon as you try to start your database, this is the first file. This is the first file which is read by the Oracle instance. If this file is available, then and only then your database can go into the no mount stage. Okay. Now let's assume that your database is in no mount stage. Okay. How many types of parameter files are there? Do we have multiple files or do we have single files? Let's try to understand one by one. Now there are two types of parameter files are there, guys. Okay, in Oracle database, you can find there are two types of parameter files are there. One file we called it as a SPFILE file. Another type of parameter file we called it as a PFILE. Why we have two files? Why don't we have one file? Because SPFILE is the one which will be understood by your Oracle database. And this file, it is in binary format. Binary means any file which is in the form of machine level language, we call it as a binary. If you try to open this file, you will not be able to see the content of this file. And whatever content you are able to see, that is your binary format. There is one more type of file is there. We called it as a PFILE. This file is in the text format. Obviously, as a Oracle DBA, if you want to see some file, if you want to see the content of your file, you are going to use this text file only, because this is in the text file format, and text file format you can easily read it. Now there will be a question in your mind that are we going to use both the files when you are starting your Oracle database? Are we going to use SPFILE and PFILE both the files at a time? No. Whenever you are starting your database, whenever you fire a startup command, it will check whether you have SPFILE available or not. So who is having the priority? The priority will be there to the SPFILE. And if the SPFILE is not available, then it will try to find out the PFILE. So what you understood from here, SPFILE is a binary file which is easily understood by the Oracle database. So first of all, it will try to find out this file. If the file is not available by any chance, let's assume that someone deleted this file from that location, then it will try to find out this PFILE. And this PFILE, it will start your database. But in Oracle DBA, usually it is not recommended to start your database with the help of PFILE. We should always try to start our database with the help of SPFILE. Many times people will ask in the interview that, okay, let's assume that both the files are available in one location. Now, which file it will pick up if you are starting your database? Then by default, it will pick up your SPFILE, not PFILE. And by any chance, if your SPFILE is not available, then and only then it will pick up your PFILE. At one time, Oracle database will start with only one file, either with the P file or with the SP file. There will be a question in your mind that, okay, what is the location of this parameter file? The location of this parameter file will be your $oracle_home, then DBS location. This is a location of my parameter file. Do you want to see this practically? I can show you guys. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Are you able to understand whatever we learned till now? Is it useful?
Yes, it's very useful.
Okay. Now, if everyone is saying that to show me practically, definitely I'll go for that. So I want to listen from each and everyone. Unmute yourself and say yes or say no. I'll take that then.
Yes, Ankush.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let me see if I have any server. I will not use this server. Okay. Let me use any server. Let me see if I have any primary server running here. Okay, I have this primary server. This is my data card setup actually. I'll use any server, okay? If you want to know how to install Oracle database on Linux, let me know. I'll take some free sessions in the next time, okay? You just need to join my group. There you will see the update. Okay, okay. What I'm going to do, first of all, I'm logging to my server. I have just logged into my server with the Oracle user. Then I'm entering my password. Let's assume that you want to know whether your database is running or not on server level. What you will do? You will fire a command ps-ef. ps-ef is the command, Linux level command, which will tell you what are all processes are running on this server. If I fire this command, I can see many services are there. But do I need to find out all these services? No, I want to find out only Primon service, which is my database related. And grep is something to find out. I want Primon. I can see there is a database called Prime. Let me connect to that database. I'm connecting. Okay. First of all, I'm going to check whether my database is up and running or not. So what I will do, if I want to check whether my database is up and running, we have a view called v$database. When I fire this command, I can see that my name of the database is Prime and currently my database is read write. Don't get confused. Whenever you see read write, it means your database is up and running. You will not find it the keyword as up and running. In Oracle database world, we are calling it as a read write. Okay, my database is up and running. So my database is up and running. It means it has already gone through the no mount and open. Now I just want to know whether my database is started with the SP file or P file. So what I will do, I'll fire a command show parameter SP file. When I fire this command, I got some location, guys. I got some location. What is this location? This is my Oracle home. See till this db home_3. This is a DBS location and this is the name of my parameter file. What I will do, I will go to that location and I will show you how this parameter file looks like. I have just opened the next terminal and I'm going to that location. This location is basically your Oracle home/DBS location. If I go here, I can see there is a file called SPFILE. I can see there is a file called SPFILE prime.ora. This is my SPFILE, guys. Okay. Can I open this file? If I try to open this file by using the V editor, I can see there are some of the contents are there, which is a binary file format. And there are some of the text formatters also there. But it is completely a binary file format, guys. Never ever make any changes to the SP file directly. If you are making a small change, let's say you added small dot also, your SP file will be corrupted. then it will be really difficult to recover your database. So never ever make any changes to the SP file, because SP file is your binary file. So what I will do, without making any changes, I will close this file. Okay, I have a SP file. Now let's say I want to see some of the parameter from the SP file. What I will do, I cannot see it by using the opening a file. By using VI editor, I cannot do that because my SP file is a binary file. So what I will do, I'll fire a command show parameter, and whatever parameter you want to see, you just need to give the name. Let's say I want to see process parameter. When I fire this command, I got to know, when I fire the command like show parameter process, I got to know about whatever the processes value is there that I can see. So in the parameter file, it will looks like this: processes equals to 400. In my SP file, it has mentioned that processes equals to 400. But since it is a binary file, I cannot open and show it to you. But inside the parameter file, it has mentioned that processes equals to 400. Now, can I do one thing? Can I create a text file from my SP file? So what I mean to say, my database got started with SP file. I cannot see the content. If I want to see the content of this file, I am firing a command like show parameter and parameter name, whatever parameter name, I'm firing this command. Okay, can I do one thing? Can I create a new text file? Means, can I create a P file from the SP file? Yes, you can do that. So I can create a SP file from P file and P file to SP file, vice versa, it is possible. You can create a SP file to P file to SP file, you can create that. Let me show you practically. So what I'm doing like create P file from SP file. If I fire this command, I'm getting a message called file created. What I'm doing, I'm going to my location and I'm just firing a command ls-lrt to see which file has been created or modified recently. I can see that init_prime.ora has been created recently. If you want to cross check, see my current timing of my server. It is 152 and the file has been modified or created by 151. If I try to open this P file, this is your P file, guys. The P file is in text format. Let me try to open this file. When I try to open this file, I can see there are multiple parameters are there, like what is my audit file destination, audit trail, compatible parameter, and as I said, parameter file also have the location of my control file. So I can see that there are 3 control files are there in my Oracle database. This is the location where my control files are stored. What is my database name? Each and every parameter details you can find it over here. Just now I have shown you processes equals to 400. So all these parameter will be saved in your Oracle database parameter file, like parameter name equals to value. So if you want to find, see here, processes equals to 400. So when I fire, whenever you want to read any parameter from parameter file, you just need to fire a command show parameter and parameter name. So by using a SQL command also, you can find out your parameter value. By opening a directly P file, also you can find out your parameter. Till now, everything is clear, everyone? Can you just confirm once? Are we going good?
Yes.
Yes, Ankush.
Everyone is able to understand? Any concerns, queries, anything?
No.
Looks good? Everything? Can we go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Now, I just got to know that processor equals to 400. I have one question. Now, let's do one thing. There is one client. His client is saying that, boss, can you just do one thing? I want to change these processes from 400 to 500. Okay. But before that, let me do one thing. What I want to do, I want to shut down my database and I want to start my database with P file. I don't want to start my database with SP file. I want to start my database with P file. So what I will do, I'm shutting down my database, shut down immediate. Let me shut down my database. You can use shutdown full command. You can use shut immediate. you can use 𝐄𝐬𝐬𝐷. Whatever command you use, at the end it is going to perform the same thing only. What I did, I have just shut down my database by using shutdown command. There will be a question in your mind that what is the difference between shutdown immediate and shutdown abort and all those things. Don't worry, we are going to learn each and everything, but not today. We'll take it in next lecture. Okay. So I just shut down my database. Okay. Let me come out of my database. All right. Now, if I go to my Oracle home and DBS location, I can see that there are two files are there. SPFILE, and there is one more file is there, which is my PFILE. PFILE always start with init database name .ora. SPFILE start with SPFILE database name .ora. This is the standard form. Okay. What is the standard format of your parameter file?
SPFILE sid.ora.
sid.ora. Init sid.ora. Okay. This is the standard format. Now let me do one thing. Let me start my database with the help of PFILE. I don't want to start. Now I'm connecting to the SQL Plus utility. Now, whenever your database instance is not running, whenever I shut down my database, whenever my database instance is not running, that time you'll end up with the message that connected to idle instance. We connected, but it is an idle. Idle means he is not at all doing anything. If you want to check the same thing, ps-ef grep pmon. Earlier, I was able to see my database instance name here, but now I am not able to see my database instance. So what I will do, I'll connect to the SQL Plus utility and let me start my database with startup pfile equals to init prime.ora. What is this init prime.ora? This is my p file. So I'm just starting my database. Init prime.ora. I'm starting my database. This time I'm starting my database with the p file. I'm not starting because my SP file is available there. Since my SP file is available there, it will automatically pick up my SP file. I don't want to pick up my SP file. I want to pick up my p file. By any chance, if I delete it, if I deleted that SP file and if I fire only startup command, then it will pick up my p file because SP file is not there. But if file is available, then you need to explicitly say that startup p file equals to init prime.ora. Now let me do one thing. Show parameter SP file. When I fire this command, I am not able to see any SP file location over here. The reason behind that is my database has been started with p file. If I fire a command like show parameter process, process, I can see the processes count as 400. I have one query. My manager is saying that, or my client is saying that, hi DBA team, can you please change the processes count from 400 to 500? I'll say, okay, boss, I'm ready to do that. Okay. Now what you will do, you got a ticket to change your processes count. Okay. You got a ticket to change your process count from 400 to 500. Now there will be a question in your mind that what is processes count first of all. Processes is a parameter which will say that how many processes can run simultaneously when your database is running. It means only 400 processes can run at a time on your Oracle database. Assume that one backup is going on and another process is going on or something is going on. There are maximum 400 processes can run at a time. Now your client is saying that, okay, they are getting some error message like process count has been reached to 100%. Means 400 processes has been utilized. Now you need to change it from 400 to 500. You are getting a request. I will go into much detail into the process in next lecture because see, we have a limited time. I cannot cover each and everything. Okay, let's target to the. Now I got a request from 400 to 500. What I will do, how to change the. First of all, let me do this activity in my SP file. I will not use my P file because it is always a good practice to do the changes into the SP file, but by using your command line interface. I'll show you how to do that. I just shut down my database. Now I'm going to start my database with the help of SPFILE. But I have one question. I don't want to start my database directly into the open mode. I will go one by one. So first of all, if I fire a startup command, what will happen? My database will go into the no mount, then automatically it will go into the mount, and automatically it will open my database. I don't want to go like that. I want to go one by one. So how to do that? So I'm just doing that. Startup,
No mount.
no mount. I'm starting my database into the no mount mode. Then I'm going into the next step, alter database mount. And finally, I'm going to open my database. Alter database open. Let me open my database. I have opened my database. If you fire a startup command, then also internally it is going to do the same thing. It is going into the no mount, mount, and open. But I want to show you like we can start your database like this also. That is why I have taken a 3-stage. Okay. Now my database is up and running. If I fire show parameter processes, PROCESS, I can see that the number of processes count is 400. Let's do one thing, guys. Let's change this parameter from processes to 400 to 500. So the command is alter system set processes PROCESS equals to 500 scope equals to SPFILE. I'm firing this command. So I change my processes count from 400 to 500. Let me check my processes. If I try to see, oh my God, what's the problem? The processes count is still showing it as 400. So there will be some magic. There will be some concept behind that. Let's try to understand that concept. Now, in Oracle database, there are two types of parameters are there. In Oracle database, there are two types of parameters are there. One parameter we called it as a, okay, one parameter we called it as a static parameter. Another type of parameter we called it as a dynamic parameter. Okay, another type of parameter we called it as a dynamic parameter. Now, what is meant by static parameter? The parameter which will not get affected immediately, not immediately. What I'm saying? Not immediately. The parameter which are not getting affected, not immediately, we called it as a static parameter. Dynamic parameters means the parameters which are getting changed or affected immediately, we called it as a dynamic parameter. Let me take one example called processes. What I did, I changed my parameter from 400 to 500. I did that. But I see that my processes count has not been changed immediately. So what I need to do? I need to reboot my database or I need to restart my database. But there are some of the parameter which does not need your database to be restarted. We called it as a dynamic parameter. No restart required. Immediately it is going to change. That is called dynamic parameter. So how will I identify that this parameter is a static parameter or dynamic parameter? Let me try to repeat it one more time. There are two types of parameters are there in the Oracle database. One we called it as a static parameter. Another type of parameter we called it as a dynamic parameter. Static parameter means the parameters which are not changing immediately, we called it as a static parameter. What are those parameters? Like your processes. We have thousands, we have almost a lot of parameters are there in the Oracle database. Among that, I'm just talking about the process parameter. So this is my static parameter because just now I have seen that I changed the value of my parameter from 400 to 500, but I'm not able to see that new value because the database needs to be restarted. Dynamic parameter means without restarting the database, you can see the new value of that parameter. Okay, let me show you this practically. What I'm doing, I change the parameter from 400 to 500. Now, let me shut down the database and let me start the database one more time. I'm shutting down the database and I'm starting my database. After that, I will show you what is the new value of the processes count. So I'm just shutting down the database. Database shutdown is done. Now let's start the database. Let's start startup. When I fire the startup command, it is going into the no mount. Then see, it has read all the parameters like memory. Now it is in mounted, and now your database has been started. Can I do one thing? Let me fire the show parameter process count. When I fire the command show parameter process, I can see that my new process count is 500. I have a question for you. You can unmute yourself and say, now tell me one thing, whether this process is 500 is available in PFILE or SPFILE or in both the files. I am repeating the question. This process is equals to 500 is available in the PFILE or SPFILE or in both the file?
SPFILE.
Not in PFILE?
No, we have mentioned scope is equal to SPFILE.
I have mentioned scope equals to SPFILE. Do we have anything like scope equals to PFILE?
No.
Okay, if I want to see, now let me do one thing. Let me go to that P file and I'm opening the P file for you. vi init prime.ora. When I try to open this file, I can see processes equals to 400 only. I'm not able to see processes equals to 500 because the changes has been done into the SP file. Now let me do one thing. If I'm doing one thing, create P file from SP file. Now, what is the processes count in P file?
400.
Now it will be 500.
Now it will be 400 or 500.
500.
See here, processes equals to 500. That's correct. Okay. So you guys are listening, man, listening me very seriously. It means, and you are able to understand. That's great. That looks great. Okay. So whenever you are making changes to your SP file, immediately create your P file. That's a good practice. If you are not doing that, that's okay. But by any chance, if you missed your SP file, then your latest changes will not be available in P file. That's a big problem. Okay. So it's a good practice that you are creating a new P file. Okay. Now, there will be a question in your mind that what is this scope? Scope equals to what is this scope? And there will be one question in your mind that how will I come to know whether it is a static parameter or dynamic parameter? For that, you need to go to my website, and I hope I have mentioned. Go to my website, search with static parameter, and you can see there is a blog. Open that blog, and there is one command I have mentioned. Okay. 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 So what you can do, there is a $v parameter. This is a view where you can see all of your. This is a view where you can see all of your parameters. Okay. $v parameter have all the parameter. What I'm going to do, select. I'm just selecting one query. Select. I'm selecting one name. Means name of your parameter. Is sys modifiable? I'm firing this. Is sys modifiable from $v parameter, where I don't want to find out all the parameter. Name equals to processes, processes. I'm trying to find out this. I'm getting one message that processes equals to is sys modifiable equals to false. What does it mean? It means this is a static parameter. And if I'm making changes to this parameter, I need to restart my database. Let's do one thing. There is one more parameters there. We called it as a cursor. Show parameter cursor. What I'm doing, there is a parameter called open cursor. Okay. Let me find out this open cursor. Show parameter equals to open cursor. Here I can see there is a value called 𝐓𝐸𝐽. It means if I'm making a change of the open cursor from 400 to 500, do I need to restart my database? No.
No.
I don't need to restart my database. So let me make the changes. Alter system set open cursor equals to 500. This time I'm saying scope equals to both. I'm going to discuss about scope. Alter system set open cursor equals to alter system set. What is the prompt?
Cursors.
Cursors. Oh, I missed it. Cursors equals to 500. Let me use this. Now let me check what is the count. Show parameter cursors. I can see the open cursor change from 400 to 500 without restarting my database. So this is immediately getting. This is called dynamic parameter. The parameter which is changing immediately without restarting the database, we called it as a dynamic parameter. Now, what is the scope? There are scopes are there. Whenever you are changing your parameter, you need to specify a scope also. So the scope will be like scope equals to SPFILE, scope equals to memory, and scope equals to both also can be there. Scope equals to memory is mainly useful for the static parameter, because when you are saying that you are changing your processes count from 300 to 400, when you are changing your process count from 300 to 400, this changes is getting applied to the SPFILE, But which SPFILE? When you are restarting your database. That is why I'm saying that scope equals to SPFILE. Scope equals to memory. Scope equals to memory means the changes what you are doing, that is getting applied to only memory. So let's say there is a cursor. We change the cursor value from 400 to 500. Let's say I said that alter system set cursor equals to 500, scope equals to memory. What will happen? There is no problem that your cursor value will be 500. Your new value will be 500. But if you restart your database, you will only see 400, your old value, because you made the changes into memory. And this is not a recommended way. Whenever shutdown is not possible, by any chance your client is saying that, no, I don't want to give you shutdown. I don't want to give you downtime. But you want to do that at least for a certain time, you can use scope equals to memory. You can do that without restarting your database. You are making a changes, but if you restart your database, that changes will not be there. That new 500 will not be there. You will have 400. Scope equals to both means the changes which are happening in SPFILE plus memory. This is absolutely most of the people are using. Scope equals to memory. It means my cursor value are changing from 400 to 500. This is happening now only. And if you are restarting your database next time, that SPFILE also have 500 value. Next time also I'll get 500 value if I'm restarting my database. So scope equals to both. Usually you are using with dynamic parameter. This is all about the scope and everything. Is it understandable, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
What is the default scope?
Without scope, is it possible to change? I don't know.
No. Default scope is both, na?
Let me check that, man. Even I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, possible.
Yes, it's possible. Okay, thank you for taking this. Scope equals to both. That is the default. This is how we are learning, you know. If someone is asking something different, which we never use, so we are learning these things.
Ankush, with your permission, may I ask a question?
Yeah, no problem.
Why certain parameters require DB restart, like process parameter, and why open cursor do not require a DB restart?
because that is the difference between dynamic parameter and static parameter. I think you joined late. I hope so. That is why you missed that part.
No, so I joined on time, but I just want to know, like, what is stopping Oracle not to restart the DB in all
See,
in all the parameters?
internally, whenever you are making some changes, okay, what is stopping to the Oracle, okay, that needs to be defined by the Oracle itself, okay, because whenever they are making some changes in the parameter, your Oracle has been written into the Java language, you know, your Oracle has been written into the Java language. So they have a mechanism that, and they have some sort of dependency, okay. See, usually what happened, like there are many parameters are there. Earlier, if you talk about the 9i or 10G databases, there were many parameters for that. They need to have a database restart. That was compulsory. But starting from Oracle 12c or any new version, if you take any new version, they are trying to make all the parameter dynamically. They are also trying from their side, okay, by doing a lot of Java programming. They don't have any dependency now. But earlier they had a lot of. I'll tell you one small example. Do you know that data files, if you're making, let's say you made some changes into the data file name, okay, you need to restart your database earlier version. But now data file is an online activity, so they are continuously working on latest version to make sure that all the activity needs to be happen without restarting the database. That kind of work is going on. That is why, you know, Oracle always recommend to use the latest version of your Oracle database. See, 19c also have a lot of problem, but if you talk about 21c, they are trying to resolve that problem. Then 21c will have some problem, they will try to resolve it in next version. So every database is trying to update themselves, and we are just learning those things. That's the thing.
Yeah, thank you. Understood.
Sir, do we have a query to check which parameter is static or which parameter is dynamic?
Just now I showed. Here. This one.
Okay, yeah, got it.
If you see this immediate, it means it is a dynamic parameter. If it is a false, it means it is a static parameter. Same thing.
Yeah,
You need to check the $v parameter. This is a view. In that is modifiable. This is a column that will tell you. Okay. Did you enjoy this session, guys? Everyone liked it? Like, I'm just taking honest feedback.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay, guys, then it's time to say bye-bye. And if you're looking for real-time database training, which I'm starting from next week, you can contact me on my email ID, which is ankush.ori@gmail.com, or you can call me on my number. This is my +91 9960262955. You can also visit my website where all the details are mentioned. Yeah, someone is asking something.
Sir, I asked you a question in chat box, sir. Can you give me answer only yes or no? First, read my question in chat. Only give me the answer, sir. Yes or no?
Yes.
Bank won't allow
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, those who are not speaking, they can go on mute, guys.
Sir, can you upload this recording on YouTube?
I'll try. I don't have, I didn't see, usually, you know, this kind of live webinar, I want someone to listen me over the live, because live is always a fun. When we are taking our classes, like you know, when people are joining, asking a lot of questions, it will be always interactive. So those kind of session, even I enjoyed a lot. So I don't prefer recordings.
Ankush, that's a very good class. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks so much. I like a lot of. Bye. See you the next week.
Yeah, sure. I'll definitely, you know, keep the same update over the groups. Okay. and those who want a regular update, they can connect with me. So I'll try to continue this kind of sessions regularly, so that everyone will enjoy something good. Okay, from my
Do you have a session on tomorrow?
tomorrow. I'll see. Tomorrow I'll see if I get some
Can you
free
add
time.
me your group? Can you add me?
Just ping me on my numbers. I'll do one thing. Just give me
Thank
some
you.
time,
Can
guys.
you
I'll
add me?
just
Can you? Okay.
just give me a minute. I'm just sharing it. Just give me a minute to everyone.
Okay.
But via link. Okay, you can ping me on my number. I'll add you. Just ping me on my number. This is also my number. You can also reach out to me on my email ID. This is also one of my official email ID.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Ankush, for like you can put your group link in group description in WhatsApp.
1 minute. Just be online. Let me do that. Meanwhile, any more question, guys? Say this is a golden opportunity. Good time to talk. Have some questions.
Ankush, just we set one parameter, right, without scope. So it is a permanent or will be
It will be a permanent.
Top post restart.
Permanent.
No, post restart. How come it will be? Then no point of using scope, right? Then
I didn't get you. Can I come again?
the scope, without scope, we set one parameter, right?
Yes, but by default scope is both, na?
By default, it will be both, na?
Okay, it will take a default one.
Right.
By default, both scope. Not required to shut down your or study your database.
Okay, thank you.
I have just pinged to this WhatsApp group link in this chat, so you can just collect it from there. I think someone Rajat also shared it, so you can use this, guys. Okay, and you can join there.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see in the next lecture. Okay, and we'll try to see more and more things. Okay. Thank you so much for joining and giving me your valuable time, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you for the lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankush. Thank you.
Thanks, man.